Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the best seafood coconut curry. I know you saw what was going on in the beginning. Here I am going to be showing you how I made it. So first I'm using lobster, red snapper and prawns. So I'm going to first start by seasoning with some fish seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, Old Bay seasoning. I used some garlic salt because I didn't want to use fresh garlic, but you could use fresh garlic and just regular salt. You could also use whatever seasonings in your pantry that you prefer. But when I'm making this is the seasoning mix that I like to use. Okay, so I use some garlic salt, and then I also add in some seasoning cubes, and I add in some curry powder. Obviously, we're making coconut curry, so I also top it up with some chili flakes. So yes, I add in some chili flakes, and then I also add in some coconut oil just like to bind all the ingredients to my protein, okay, which is my fish, lobster and prawns. Now make sure you massage this into the fish very well so that every part of it is properly coated and it's able to have its flavors. Now once you do this, I advise you to marinate it for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then before you start cooking it. So to my pot, I add in some coconut oil, and then I add in my red snapper fish. I usually prefer to use red snapper fish when I'm making coconut curry, but I think you could use I don't know if you could use cod. I think you use regular croaker as well. I've never tried. Every time I want to make this particular, I always source for red snapper because first of all it's sweeter and it just tastes really good in the curry. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is I'm not going to cook this fish till it's properly cooked. I'm just searing it in the pan. Like I want it to have that char, like for it to look fried a bit. That's what I want. So as you can see, it's not done. It's not at all. It's not done at all. I just put it for it to basically have that char a bit on the body. Then also my lobster, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going to put this for about 30 seconds. I don't want my lobsters to be overcooked, and I would also be doing that with my shrimps. My shrimps, again, I think my lobster was in for about 40 to 50 seconds, but my shrimp, I was very particular. 30 seconds and it was out. I don't even know if you reach 30 seconds. I just put it in, turned it around for it to have flavor of that flavor of me, maybe let's say frying the shrimp. Okay, then I took it out. I'm trying to basically flavor my oil for my curry. Now once that is done and I take it out, I'm going to be adding in my onions. I always prefer to use white onions or yellow onions when I'm cooking this instead, as opposed to the regular purple onions. Not necessarily because of the taste, it just has a better appearance. Okay, so now I add in my bell peppers, my red bell peppers, my green bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, and then I'm adding in some chopped up sweet corn. Now this is not the regular corn. If you're in Nigeria, not the ones you buy from those women on the road though. That one will take too long to cook. This is like regular sweet corn. I don't know why it's like that, but they sell it in supermarkets. It cooks really fast and it's very soft. So I bought it and I chopped it up and I added it inside. And then now I'm going to be adding in some curry after I covered it to let it cook. I also added in some fresh thyme. Okay, some fresh thyme, that's for flavor. You could use the dried one, but I had some fresh thyme in my fridge, so I used that instead. Now I give this a good mix, and then I'm going to add in my coconut milk. Now for this pot, I use 2 cans of coconut milk. I do not add any form of water to this meal. The water is my coconut milk. Okay, we want this to be as rich and creamy as possible. So once I do that, I put in my fish that I had said before, and then I try to use the coconut milk, like I rub it on top. Okay, then I add in some extra seasoning because I taste and then I know I need to add some stuff. I added in some extra fish seasoning. I added in some extra seasoning cubes as well, and then I just dropped in 2 Scotch bonnets inside to help with the heat. So when this cooks down, the Scotch bonnet basically melts and the heat would enter inside the sauce. Okay, so I used the milk again to wash off the seasoning so it could enter into the stock. That's the seasoning I had added on top. I covered the pot. I let it cook for, I think it's cooked for about 15 minutes. But honestly, time is relative. It depends on how high your heat is. And I don't use that stove that has that high, low. So I can't tell you if it was on high or it was on low. So I just let it cook until I saw that it was thick. It had reduced and it was thick. And then I now added in my lobster back to my pot and my prawns. I'm sorry, and my prawns. Now prawns takes approximately 3 minutes to cook. So we had already used 30 seconds. So you just have about 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to make sure your prawns is not overcooked. It's very important. Even though it tastes like rubber. And guys, that is the end. That is how I made this curry. It was so good. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section. I will try my best to answer. Also, the ingredients I used will be listed in my description box. Please share this video and try it out. Trust me, this is so good. Not everyday rice and stew. Sometimes you need to try coconut curry. Now you could substitute this with chicken. Okay, you don't have to use prawns. Okay, now thank you so much for always supporting me despite my inconsistency. I love you guys.